City of Bellevue's new police chief says he wants to help bridge the gap between the community and law enforcement. Wendell Shirley was sworn into his role as chief last week.
Today, Fox 13 News reporter Frankie Thompson sat down with the department's new leader, and she joins us live from police headquarters with details about his goals for the force and for the city. Frankie?
Jamie, David, Chief Wendell Shirley grew up in Watts, California, where there was distrust and fear between the people and police. He says he knew as a child he wanted to become an officer to help people and change that dynamic. He says he hopes to continue that lifelong passion for public service here in Bellevue. This ceremony is more than just becoming the new chief of the Bellevue Police Department. For Wendell Shirley, it's fulfilling a purpose and continuing his childhood dream of serving others.
I always felt like if I became a police officer, maybe I could do something to help people. You know, you'd have the authority to do it, and you can really help people, victims of crimes, and maybe you can hold other people accountable. And I just thought it was a great platform to do some good work.
Good work is something Shirley says he has always strived to do during his 26 years in law enforcement in California before retiring in 2019. But in 2020, he believed his work wasn't over and felt a calling back to public service after nationwide protests over social justice and police reform.
I know law enforcement is going through a challenging time, and some of our colleagues have certainly put us in that position, right? But I will tell you, there are hundreds of police officers in this country that really do it for the right reason, because they care about people.
Shirley says he knew he was re-entering law enforcement during a difficult time. In 2021, at least 31 hate crimes were reported in the city of Bellevue, up 55% from 2020. More than a third of those cases were directed against Asian Americans. Not only that, he says Bellevue is experiencing an uptick in crime, just like other cities across Washington and the U.S.
It is going to be absolutely imperative that cities, their police department, and other entities of the city work together, right, to solve some of these, because it doesn't land just on the police department's feet to handle this.
Shirley says he does have a three-pronged approach to address the uptick. He calls it the PIE: prevention, intervention, enforcement.
And if you notice, enforcement is the last letter. So we need more prevention, we need more intervention, and there also needs to be enforcement/consequences. So it's going to take an umbrella of services to help us get through this.
Shirley says it's his honor to wear this badge and continue his life's purpose. And as the first person of color to lead the police department, he says it is his pledge to help protect the city.
I also understand the responsibility that I have, you know, as the chief. And so I need to be certain that I make a difference for everyone, right? I'm the police chief for everyone, but I certainly, it will be a waste if I got the job and then when it's done, what did you do with it?
Chief Shirley came to Bellevue last March after an extensive search nationwide for an assistant chief here. He was interim chief for 6 months before being sworn in as the official leader last week. Live in Bellevue, Frankie Thompson, Fox 13 News.